All right, so I did not do a Zoom on Tuesday, and that was just because I started school. It wasn't necessarily the best day ever, so my bad. I didn't really time the day properly, but either way, continuing our lecture from Friday, we had pointed out, right, structural disruption gave us the bullish narrative, and I believe the new week was around here. Yeah, right here. So based on what we had discussed last week on Friday, the narrative was bullish, I'm sorry, and we did not necessarily have a reason to consider any type of bearishness. However, right, I did see a couple of you guys catch some EURUSD longs based on, right, the immediate break, and the order flow continuation to the downside. However, this, right, is considered a legitimate move because target was met. Now, after target was met, we don't necessarily know what can happen, right? And also, mind you, that when you're trying to take a trade like that, that there are relative equal highs up here, and we are extremely bullish on all senses, from the major intraday to even the swing. So as of now, nothing has really changed, especially now if we zoom in a bit, right, the directional bias will not change because, right, if that is broken, then from a major intraday stance, we're looking at low high retracement continuation. But from a minor intraday stance, right, we have already done our bullish liquidity grab. So realistically, we are looking at the immediate continuation, just because the bullish liquidity grab is in alignment with our major and our swing. All right, so let me make this a little bit nicer. All right, so we know where our direction is, and now it's necessarily just trying to catch that continuation to the upside. And realistically, right, the target we're looking to meet is still the X. After the X, right, like I said, we cannot necessarily judge where we will go or what kind of reaction we will see, but we can judge, from a continuation standpoint, where our immediate target would be, at least from a major intraday stance and a swing stance. All right, so we know where that's going. EURUSD, this one was a bit different because, right, I believe we did take out, right, our previous move here, and this is exactly why I say it's justified to catch EURUSD longs here. Why? Because as you guys know, right, I believe the new week was here, right? If we catch a continuation, right, then realistically we're aiming for the target. But if the target is met first, then it really kind of makes sense to catch the opposing bias, because then this POI is not necessarily as credible as before, unless you do have a bearish transition. However, when we're looking at this now from a major minor intraday, we still have the turbulence point in place. We do have technically some type of order flow, driving us higher, right? So what I want to note now is not here, because it's already notable that we did not reach that, right? It is important to note that we have tapped here, and this is important only because there is a bearish liquidity grab in play based on the POI. So what's going to be very, very crucial early next week is whether we, cover any efficiency. I don't know if we will see a high retracement there, but even if we do, it's still valid. I don't know if we will see the retracement into the continuation to the downside first, or like what happened this past week was we take out the liquidity and then we get a reaction right, to the upside, and that would justify more so a move to the upside. So as of now, because we have the confirmed LG, I can really only assume the bearish continuation based on a minor intraday. However, if, like I said, if we do take out liquidity just like we did here and here, then it would be more reasonable to see if you can try to catch some type of bullish move, at least for the medium short term. But if that does happen, then everything gets a little messy, especially if, let's say, we take out liquidity here and this just continues on to take out major liquidity here, and it gets a little messy because we might see some type of bullish transitions, and that could really generate just some sort of weird moves. So I would say just be prepared for both sides. As for AUDUSD, right, this one did not, right, the new week was around here, yeah, right here. So we were assuming, right, that we were pretty much going to, you know, retrace deeper, and we had our invalidation based on the bullish liquidity grab. The invalidation was met, and because the invalidation was met, the bias was converted. So this one, in my opinion, seems a bit more convincing than EURUSD. I do see something else here in terms of direction and price manifesting itself. I see right, a general POI here, turbulence point. You can see the character change here, fast, slow, fast. So noting this, and then noting that that has now confirmed bearish order flow within a bearish structural disruption. Let me actually make that red. Right, bearish structural disruption off a turbulence point, and we have a reaction in play. This has now really shown me that we could probably just continue off a structure, right? We probably won't see anything deep, and the only reason why I'm saying that is because it does seem a bit efficient here. We don't really see big bursts here, so it could be probable, right, that we don't see that deep retracement. However, the bias here is much more clear than EURUSD. I don't see why this is justified to be bullish in any way, especially looking at this from the overall direction. Let me go right for it, 4 hour. Right, because if we're looking at this also from our swing sense, our swing bearish structural range is in play. That was met by a POI that was now validated to be bearish internally based on, right, taking out internal low 1, internal low 2. So we have a bearish major intraday structural range within a swing bearish structural range, and that is now supported by the internal reaction here, which is confirmed by breaking the red line. So I don't really see why this should fail to go a lot lower, at least in terms of 0.6856. After that, like I said, we don't really know what will happen after the immediate liquidity point is taken, but you guys know that we are still aiming for a structural range low. So this one does seem a whole lot better than EURUSD, only because the liquidity hasn't been swept in AUDUSD. But yeah, let's just see what happens after we take out, right, our major intraday liquidity point, and after that we can really judge whether or not we're going to pursue that swing low. But as for that, not much going on this week. Does anybody have anything they want to show me? Any questions? Nice. Nice. Love that, man. Have a great weekend. Haven't traded this week, not necessarily a bad thing. Oh yeah, also, I'm probably gonna scrap this really quick. I'm gonna scrap this really quick. I'm gonna show you guys something. Oops. Hold on, I had found this the other day and I keep forgetting to put it on here. I think this is it. Perfect, right here. So this is the actual dollar future here, and the price is basically identical. Maybe a bit delayed. But I was trying to see if this was a little bit more identical to EURUSD, but the only thing that I noticed about this one that was interesting was volume. You actually see volume here, which is interesting. Maybe there's another one. Yeah, that's not it. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys that DX1. The future, it's kind of like this one with S&P. Right, ES1 being the S&P, DJI being the Dow Jones, but I don't think that's the actual future. No, I don't think I know that one, but either way, maybe that could be a little bit helpful. Could be, yeah, it could be. I don't fully know, but yeah, it could be. But I found this the other day and wanted to see if it would be helpful in any way. Seems like it's a bit delayed. But I'm probably still going to keep this, just because it is delayed. Cool. Does anybody have any questions? Anything they want to go over? If not, today might be a little quick Zoom. Awesome. You too. Have a great weekend. Awesome. No questions? All right, I guess I'll see you guys on next Friday.